And my question is that how effective is AWS WAF in mitigating OS top 10 vulnerabilities? And what additional security measures should organizations consider implementing alongside WAF actually?
So now I apologize, I do forget all of the top 10 ones, but I can tell you that WAF provides rule sets to address some of the common vulnerabilities like SQL injections. I did hear one person refer to it as squirrel injections once. So if I pronounce it squirrel by accident, it's just that stuck in my head. And then cross-site scripting as well. Some additional security measures would be AWS Shield for DDoS protection. Similarly, down to making sure least privilege access to begin with. CloudTrail for logging, and AWS Guard Duty for threat detection, real-time threat detection. You can also use config for compliance checks as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Based on what I see, it is effective for some categories, such as very effective, such as injection category. I wouldn't say it's effective for broken authentication, maybe even broken authentication, but broken access control, I wouldn't believe that WAF can do anything because it requires to know the context actually.
Yes,
And
I think you're right on that. It doesn't cover all the top 10. I do know specifically with SQL, that mainly because it was on the security professional certification, but SQL injection and cross-site scripting, absolutely. WAF is good for
yeah,
that.
yeah. Also, like security misconfiguration, this is something. And insecure deserialization, we can bypass WAF for that specific item actually. And I mean,
I think for things that like our basic pattern matching, which detecting SQL injection could be one of those, it works well. Or cross-site scripting, hey, it looks for certain patterns, finds those in there in the payload, and then alerts it. One question I have that this came up in conversation the other day, if someone is looking to do API rate limiting, should they look at using WAF or should they look at like an API gateway type solution?
I would say if someone is API rate limiting, API gateway would be the better solution. Now that I think about it, API gateway does have built-in capabilities for throttling limits and quotas at the API level. Um, WAF is not. WAF can absolutely help with rate limiting. I would say it's more suited for filtering and blocking of traffic. So my answer would be API gateway in that sense.
Primarily. But if they just want to use one thing, they could do like a poor man's version with WAF, but
Yeah, jack
really
of all
for
trades.
route and path and all that stuff, you better. Okay.
Absolutely doable, but if there are some compliance checks that's required, then you would end up using API gateway to meet all of that.